France, John. They have a good
Fantastic
army.
military. You know,
Foreign Legion. No messing about there.
Les étrangers. I mean, it's a fantastic system for the French, who are bringing in other people, but they're volunteers.
Yes.
They're not pressed men and not pressed women.
And the difference is?
Look, I've been doing a bit of this on Twitter, and I've never had a bigger response than this. And I would say it's
Do you know why? Because people are
50-50.
frightened.
Yeah, well, you know,
people are frightened they're going to be nabbed and drafted.
I think that if you're looking for some sort of discipline system for the youth of today, I'd agree with that. But it's not the responsibility of the military to do that. And more importantly, if we do take these people in, let's say we take them for 2 years the way we did in the 50s, are we really suggesting that we're going to send these young men and women who are walking outside there, 16, 17, 18 years old, to march the dusty streets of Afghanistan and get their arms and legs blown off?
No, we're not. But, John, I think you've missed the point. National service can come in a myriad of forms. It doesn't have to be military service. It could be service in the community.
Yeah.
And I think
that's different.
And I think, well, that's what national service can be.
No. It's
yes,
national
it is.
service that we're talking about is the military.
No, you're splitting a word here. You're splitting hairs. National service for me doesn't even need to come in 12 months, 24 months, 18 months time. We have got an institutionalised problem in our society today because it's so driven by consumerism. It's driven by reality stars. There are no good role models for young people anymore. You take the child leaving upper sixth, maybe they'll go down the path of tertiary education, perhaps they may have a vocation to a good core job. You've got that 3 months, perhaps. Why not? Let's take them back and let's give them
for something.
No, I'm saying it should actually be, if they were introducing it as a form of national service, a really good compulsory thing to do, because it would.
Claire, I think a lot of people would say, look, there are a lot of kids out there who've maybe got involved with gangs. They've taken a wrong path in life. They maybe don't have any good role models, particularly maybe a good male role model in their life, and all that. I understand all that. I think actually, I might come from a service family. You know, the army is a family, and the army is very nurturing as well as giving discipline and form in their lives. But that net would then take in my son, who I go, he doesn't need disciplining, he doesn't need a focus in life, he's got a loving family.
He does, and
so
Jack is extremely lucky for that. But you think on the opposite side, you think of the child who doesn't have that and what Jack could actually serve for them in terms of helping them.
But
Francis, you know, we're so locked up.
Talking about 20 billion euros. 20 billion euros. To put 600,000 people a year through national health.
John, we can put a price on Brexit.
But wait,
we can put a price on anything.
20 billion a year. Jack doesn't need anybody to teach him to be a good person. My daughter doesn't need somebody to teach her to be a good person.
That's not what it's about.
Well, then spend the £20 billion on a sink estate or something. We don't need
That's
some
not what it's about
compulsory
either.
national service.
It's bringing people back to the community. It's the cohesiveness. It's the groundbreaking, you know, totality of bipartisan life. You're bringing people from all socioeconomic
Where I agree
angles.
with Claire is, Claire's right, she's broadened out this whole argument from just military service. And what I do not understand at all is why no council, no local authority, no government initiative can organise people, whoever those people are, people who have speeding, people who have committed petty crime, whatever, to get involved in some sort of service that will help the community. What happened to Cameron's big community idea?
I completely agree with that notion that we should have more of a community, that we should have more volunteering, that we should have more service. But it's not the military's job, and it is not a national service job.
Though that definitely is what Macron is talking about.
Absolutely.
He's talking about a direct experience of military life that will be universal and obligatory.
Yes.
And they do it in Greece, they do it in Finland, they do it in Israel, they do it in Russia.
They do. But they don't do it for a month, Eamonn.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, a month is just...
But that's what Macron... Leave the
pointless.
French to the French, OK? This is just an idea that's shooting this about.
For a year, we should take our 16 and 17-year-olds away from their families and put them through some sort of a system.
John, why did you join the forces?
I loved my time. In contradiction to what I'm saying, Claire, it was the making of me. I loved it, but I was a volunteer. I joined because I wanted to do something different. I wanted to get away from my council estate in the northeast of England. I wanted to, I'm going to say serve my country, but I didn't think of it as serving my country then. It was an adventure, is what I wanted to do. It was the best experience of my life. But you had to be there. You know, the 130 people that joined with me on a Wednesday in 1981, I would say 50 of them had been gone by that Friday, because it really
Claire,
isn't
what
for
would you be
everybody.
good at if there was a national service? Again, we're not talking
Yeah.
military. What would you be good at if you were a young person and they came along to the young Claire and they said, what could you have given?
Well, a myriad of things. I mean, I'm now a mum of 4, and I think that those skills you have, nurturing skills, leadership skills, being head girl, there is loads of different things, and every single child has a talent.
But then you could
and
make
every
that
single child
on a voluntary
has got
basis.
something to
Lots
bring.
of school, my son's school, they do a lot of volunteering. They go into, old people's homes.
Yeah.
They do Duke of Edinburgh. There's all
Yes.
sorts of ways of volunteering. But it's the compulsory side. So if you have a child that you think
Do you know what, Ruth?
a service life wouldn't suit them, and it could be like a punishment to some children.
If it's sold that way, and if they are that personality that they would think that Big Brother or society is looking down on them, or they want them to do something, people really have to get a life. Young people need to get a life, and they need to start by saying it's not all about me.
But it's
about the bigger
parents.
picture
It's the
there as
parents
well.
that should be doing it.
The
not
bigger
society.
picture. Let us know throughout the programme today if you think it's about the bigger picture as well. Guys, thank you very much
Thank
indeed.
you.
Very good. We have to get people who are more talkative and argumentative. I'm just saying.
Bit quiet, those
You don't
two.
need- yeah.
Yeah.